All right, we're now going to go top 6 in the unlimited superboats. First out will be Aaron Hansen. Then it will be Rob Coley, Blake Bright, Nick Berryman, Richard Murray and Glenn Head.
KV, when you look at the calibre of these machines that are backing in here at the moment in the top 6 and how tight it's been, I can't wait to see how this one unfolds. The whole lot has been harder to pick than a broken nose most of the day, mate.
Yeah, it's certainly been very, very exciting, and Rob Coley nearly threw it away the last run. Richard Murray really stepping up. Blake Bryant been there all day. Glenn Head clearly the fastest man on track. Aaron Hansen sort of knocking on the door. Nick Berryman wasn't as smooth as we've seen him in his last run. So coming finals time, the pressure really starting to mount on these guys. Aaron Hansen, Julianne Shanks from a Tauranga.
Absolutely. Got out of the gates really well, KV. I tell you what, this is the fastest seen Hansen get out. He needs it. He's been trying to break out of that 50 club. Is this the time he's finally found a half second? We will see.
Yeah, he just sort of ran it just a little bit wide, and you just sort of heard the engine pop. It hit the limiter on the outside of that hairpin there, so that might have slowed him up. As you said, he just can't seem to squeeze that extra little bit out of it. Really needs to push hard, and it is the split at a 37.585.
He's on the door. He's banging hard. Is anyone going to open?
Well, he's really going to want that wide, looking at it, and a 51. Another 51.352.
Oh. He's going to go home and say, you jokers are kidding me. All I've done is done 51s all day.
This is the times that he's been doing since qualifying 3. 51.8, 51.7, 51.7, 51.3, 51.3. So he's nothing if not consistent.
He's going to go back and look at that and really scratch his head. Well,
he must do a fair bit of scratching of his head because he hasn't got a lot of hair left.
Nothing wrong. Skin is in, mate. Let's not pick on that.
No, but remember, a bad day with a bald head is better than a good day with a man bun.
Here comes Mouthfresh, the Wanganui man with the big black boat, Poison Ivy. This, hang on to your hats. He will chuck everything at this. We know what Sir Rob III is doing.
So Robert Edge Coley, will he get it right around? Oh, he backed off big time around that right-hander in his previous run. He made a meal of it, got it absolutely everywhere. It was like a bulldog eating custard, but he's really settled down now. Oh, very nice. That was beautiful in and out of that hairpin. The man is on a flyer.
It's almost like Peter's giving him a bit of coaching. He's using the back-off trip like Coey did, and the boat seems to be quicker when you back off.
Yeah, certainly, just no need to carry that speed into those faster corners. Rob Coley is on the all ears at the moment, 36.236. Now, all he needs to do, keep it in the centre, don't take any unnecessary risks, and squeeze it across the line. Rob Coley, 49.763, his quickest time of the day.
Oh, get him behind him. This is where it starts to happen. And he's put it down. The Mouthfresh man, he is sponsored the day, and he wants to go and stand on the podium and say, well, you know what? Look at me. I've got the shiny new boat, and I've got the shiny new trophy.
Same as last time, minus the turn that wasn't quite right. So.
Yeah, so as was just pointed out from our one of our roving reporters from, where are you from, mate? The Chronicle, that's it, the Wanganui Chronicle. I bloody just got lost there for a second there. But it has been pointed out that Rob Coley, if he hadn't have just dug it into that last corner, or the first corner the last time out, would have been a very similar time. So certainly the advice that he's coming from Peter Esquire Coey, the man who has obviously, well, he's won seven World Championships, I think 12 New Zealand Championships, and announced his retirement after a 30-year career, and he can't stay away from the track. The first opportunity, the first Jetsprint meeting, and he's back on track. How long will the retirement last for? That would be an interesting one to be putting a book on, I'd reckon.
Well, you're right. We've all been bitten by the bug. And talking about bug, it is Bars Bugs that has just fired the life in 52. Blake Bryant, the Bryant family, we all know this family has been around and been very, very successful in Jetsprints. The father, Peter, who's the crew member, ex-world champion, multiple New Zealand champion. The uncle, Rex Bryant, another fine hard charger, New Zealand champion, Group A, now runs a superboat. So we know they got the pedigree. Blake is certainly a hard charger, and he will have the bit between the teeth and be chasing this.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. We've just got a quick announcement. Taylor Hooper, go and find your parents. You're in trouble. You are going to get a smack across the back of the hand. Taylor Hooper, go and find your parents now. But getting back to Blake Bryant, and I'll tell you what, this man, he can drive. Kate and Blake had a huge crash at Bay Park years ago. One of the most spectacular crashes. Boat 52, the Bars Bugs machine, Harvey Transport. Z Fruit is the sales manager that is Kate Hoogerbrug, soon to be Kate Hooger Bryant. Blake really pushing it, big speed into that hairpin. Got out of there nicely. The people in the commentary tower riding that way all the way to that corner.
He wants this top three. He's going to hunt it and look for everything he can do to get in there. He needs to be in that 49. He knows it. And here it comes. The split time will tell us how he's going about it.
Oh, the split 37.224. So he is slower than Rob Coley, but quicker than Aaron Hansen.
Touch and go.
Oh, 51.186. Not quite quick enough. And behind Rob Coley by 1.5 seconds thereabouts. Quicker than Aaron Hansen by 0.1 of a second thereabouts.
Here comes the Whipple. Number 68. The squeeze, they call it, and I'm picking Nick, the Big Berries Berryman, will be squeezing every little bit of mumbo juice out of it this time round, because he wants to be on the podium. Here we go.
NZ River Jet Machine from Lakes Lodge Lake, Okatina. Nick Berryman has gone the wrong way.
Oh, he has had a huge brain fart. I don't think he's twigged.
No, I don't think he has at all. This is going to be the long road back. Now he has twigged. He's back on it. He won't back off though.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is huge.
Long way to go. He'll know it, and he'll be bashing and brewing himself the whole way around. That is unbelievable.
And the split is... Oh, I've completely lost myself now. Looks like he hasn't gone through the split.
No, mate.
Yeah, he's just got to come up now into the split. Oh, he's miles off it. I tell you what, these boys that he's chasing are doing sub-49s or sub-50s, and he's just done a 51 split.
They're going to have to carry out a fuel tank and refuel him to finish at this stage. This is a real disappointment. He'll be ugly with that.
Nick Berryman there with a 106.411. Nick Berryman will be hanging his head in major disappointment.
We saw this with Cy Gibbon earlier. He came back hitting the dash and shaking his head. Nick Berryman will be looking to do exactly the same. In between, we had Richard Murray, the big meaner machiner, came out here, was waiting, hunting away here, waiting to pounce like an angry animal in a cage, and conked out. So they've had to put it back on the trailer. I really hope we haven't got a problem here. He is the next cab off the rank, but we need to put fire in the belly. They have gone and put Eltherm going. Glenn Head is looking like he will run before Richard Murray. I'll keep you updated. I really hope Richard doesn't have problems.
So Richard Murray will now be on the time clock. He does have a certain amount of time to be able to get the boat started and to get on the course. We'll get back to you with that. I think it's changed from 5 minutes to 10 minutes. We've gone to UIM rules, I think.
That's correct, KV. It is. There doesn't appear to be too much panic in Richard's boat. I think Glenn has just done the gentleman thing and said, you know what, I'll go now and get mine out of the way and let you run from there.
I wonder if this is a smart choice from Glenn, given that the lowering of the sun at the moment and is just a choice that he's made to get out there, to get into this top three. We do, man. He's the fastest man on the track at the moment.
Wouldn't it all surprise me? It's a good start. He looks very, very slick and quick.
Yeah, Glenn Head, after the year off, he's done a lot of tuning, a lot of work, a lot of development on this engine. And, wow, he's just pinpoint perfect. I thought he was going to run that up onto the tyres, but he just seems to have nailed that hairpin each and every time. And so now into the fast part of the course, he's eased off it coming into the nut there. So Glenn Head certainly not pushing the boat as hard as that we know he can. The split is a cracker though at a 36.009.
Oh, nothing wrong with that. It doesn't even look like it's just effortless. He's just driving it. It's all water. He is pushing that much water, but he's got that much power. It doesn't matter.
Oh, the time, 49.604.
He just about did that with his arm out. Absolutely simple. Just about, I'd say, guaranteed himself in the final. And the good news is that noise I just heard was the fire of the mighty Ford.
Oh, that is a good thing to be hearing. And Glenn Head, obviously gone the sub 49, knew that he didn't need to push it. He probably would have been told that Nick Berryman has gone the wrong way. Aaron Hansen can't seem to break the 51-second hoodoo. Blake Bryant's in the 51 seconds. Rob Coley, well, he's in the 49s as well. But Glenn Head, the only man to go sub 49 that time, just heard on the side. So it is the man who is currently sitting on the bubble is Blake Bryant. Richard Murray needs to beat a 51.18, and Richard Murray has done that. Will this run produce that result quicker than a 51? Steve Edmonds in the silly seat. Richard Murray, oh, just winding up the 440 cubic inch blown Ford engine. The man who is local, so local he's here.
Oh, I love the aggression. He is all anger. And it is looking like the big Ford wants to be on the board.
Yeah, he's really pushing very hard. Dindy's off, coming into that nut. Midline coming around that left-hander, coming into this all-important split. It's going to be a 37 on the split. So he needed to go a little bit quicker than that, but he'll make it into the top three if he carries this momentum. 51.328. Oh, Richard Murray into 4.
Oh,
so the top three will be Blake Bryant, Rob Coley and Glenn Head. Richard Murray missed out by about 0.1. We'll get the Genius Child onto this. Oh, he reckons it's too late. The day is finals time here, Genius Boy. We want the answer. Oh, he's got people in his ear. Well, anyway, Richard Murray didn't make it. Sorry, mate, I built that up. Genius Child sitting there just fading out.
Is the Genius Child just a calculator, mate? Because I've never actually heard you talk to the Genius Child. I think you got a calculator. You just haven't turned it on, mate.
Mate, I do not. I'm not quick enough.